I need to stop being a slacker.
That'll be the day.
Cool. So it's Writing Friday. We're probably going to be
It is.
short today because we need to announce what we're doing and maybe work out some details. But I have no idea what we're doing because it's been too long.
Yeah.
Um, I know I had an idea of like doing just a self-contained scene because Shadow needs to work on scene structure a little bit, and I need to work on making scenes, uh, eventful. That there's a thing where you want like, hey, crafting, story structure works in like good functional story structure works in like a cycler thing, like cycles, whatever. There's a word there. So you want like the cycle of your story to be a full contained, understandable arc with a beginning, a middle, and end, and like some sort of gripping satisfaction with the resolution of the story. You want mini arcs in your story to have a beginning, middle, and end, like side plot stuff, right? And
Okay.
then each scene also has to have its own inbuilt beginning, middle, and end. You're just isolating the world building in a scene because it's only one location, one time period, right? There's no time skips in a scene. A week doesn't go by between a phrase because that's another scene. You don't enter another room because that's another scene. Uh, so it helps you deliver momentum in your story by breaking up self-contained things and keeping things moving and building towards a larger narrative, right? Uh, this is the science I've been researching. Shadow, he doesn't research anything. He just does what I tell him to and klooges his
Ah,
way to the end of the finish line. He
yeah.
hasn't even finished reading that damn book about Western stories yet. You can skip the part on delivering your manuscript to an agency. They don't even do it that way anymore, and you're not even getting published by an agency. So
Yeah.
um, the rest of it is stuff you can haphazard through. Uh, One second, Raven messaged me. Hey, Raven wrote something. I'm going to send Raven the link because she said she wrote something.
Okay.
My alarm apparently is telling me it is 3 o'clock now. It is actually 3:04. Uh, Copy link. Send it directly to Raven. Uh, I'm in Discord and don't see it.
Yeah, I tried to call her before
Raven,
the show, but
yeah,
she
R-
did not answer.
Raven, you didn't see it because I hadn't sent it yet. My phone started ringing. I dealt with that first. um, but yeah. Raven was like, I shouldn't write anything right now because it would be really dark. And I was like, no, write it now because it'll help you get that darkness out of your fucking soul. You get the
Yeah,
hate and the
that's one of
rage.
my
And
problem with. That's one of my biggest problems with a lot of you know authors. They have no real life experience.
that's whatever. Life
No, you
experience can
gotta
help.
have it.
Life experience can help, but sometimes, you can just like read someone else's life experience and go, I can work with that.
Yeah, I think that's called plagiarism.
No, you just don't do it exactly the way they wrote their life
Yeah,
experience. It's,
like
instead of tanks, it's dragons.
well, fortunately, Harlan Ellison is no longer with us, so he can't sue you. But
Yeah, that guy. If you sneezed something similar to what he wrote, he would sue you for it because his hat was really small.
um,
That was a
he
pivot.
did. I know. Getting off to an early start. He did some good stuff though. Um,
Yeah,
uh, Two of the best Outer Limits I think ever: Demon with a Glass Hand and Soldier. Freaking great.
yes,
I love that one, Demon with a Glass Hand. It
mm,
was it stuck with me all these years. As a kid and recently, I looked into it and actually watched it, and I'm like, wow, this was, I wasn't alone. Let's put it that way. In
yeah.
thinking, and having it, really stick with me all the years. Uh, and then like I said, I looked into it, and it is highly acclaimed. So
Yeah. What was that one about? That was the soldier from the future.
that was the soldier from the future, where he ends up going to live with a linguist's
Yeah.
family and
That's
trying to,
demon with the glass hand, right?
no, that's soldier.
Soldier.
And Demon with the Glass Hand is the guy who wakes up with no memories, and he's got this glass hand missing some fingers, and there's these
uh,
aliens trying to track him down and prevent him from finding the fingers. And as he, puts the fingers in, he gets more of his memory back, and uh, eventually finds out that he's got all of humanity's DNA in the hand somehow, so that he can bring humanity back to life, or a huge chunk of it.
mhm.
And his co-star Arlene something, I can't remember her last name. She went on. She and the guy who played Soldier went on to have relatively significant roles in the original Star Trek.
Okay, I did send Raven the link. Like when I was joking about
Uh,
not being able to send it right away because my phone started ringing. I had already sent it to her,
Either
so
look at your direct messages
yeah,
or
yeah. I even clearly said I sent it to you directly, Raven.
yeah.
There would have been a bing. You would have heard it. But yeah. Are you up to writing a short X Files style story? I have X Files on the
Maybe,
brain.
maybe, but I'm, I still got a lot of work to do for
Yeah,
the.
you gotta you just come up with some characters
Yeah,
over the week.
I'll mull it around for a bit.
Yeah,
See, because uh, this last week I lost a couple of valuable days, and I've got
yeah.
14 days to a little over 14 days to get everything done for the game, and
Uh,
uh, I'm
okay,
having I've
so
got a very significant chunk of stuff to write when it comes to the Magic. Uh,
yes, I think I'm gonna do the opposite from now on. Like we were doing 6 weeks, then we cut it down to a month.
uh-huh.
I think I'm gonna extend it to 2 months
You
and
think?
pace out the things that you have to do. So I want to see some characters over the next week, just like your protagonist.
Uh-huh.
Just come up with like your main guy or gal. If you have a sidekick, and
Uh-huh.
maybe your antagonist, just do that. Don't worry about anything else. And then the week after that, we'll talk about some major plot points. And then we'll start working in the 6 weeks after that of what the story will
And I'm
be.
trying to think of, uh, the only kind of character that's running through my head is the
Basically, rip off Mulder and Scully if we do the X Files.
oh,
Just change a few things.
I'm trying to think of a way to not include the government, because uh, I don't believe one that there was ever anything after Project Blue Book that was worth the shit, and it was all just disinformation and spreading bullshit.
It
There
doesn't
were
have to be in our reality, right? Like
yeah I
it could be
won't
like 90% the same as our world. But Kennedy didn't get shot or whatever. I don't know.
I was thinking more like like a pulp slash noir, gumshoe kind of guy that stumbles onto something that's, you know,
Yeah, cool.
just because over the years, I've come to not believe that there was anything ever like the X Files.
Oh no
Or
no 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 no! We're writing fiction here. It
right,
doesn't have to be real.
and the X Files did what it did spectacularly,
Yeah,
but it was based entirely on wishful thinking as opposed to any sort of realism.
I'm definitely going with the what if the X Files actually did cast Pamela Anderson?
Of course, you are.
Because like I heard that and I made that image and it's just been running through my brain ever since then.
Hmm.
Because that would have been fucking hilarious.
Uh huh.
It would have been a lot more like the Red Shoe Diaries in my dreams than
I don't know what that is. I mean, I've heard of it, but I
it was like the Twilight Zone, but hosted by David Duchovny, and instead of weird paranormal stories, it was I think it was on HBO after 11.
uh-huh.
You know, you know what
Okay.
I mean, right?
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of that kind of content growing up.
I was
Uh,
14 when I watched it. Okay, it left
okay.
an impression. Uh,
As long as it didn't leave a stain.
oh, it left a stain. Many, many stains. Many, many socks and
That's so
small
gross.
towels, and there were a couple of T-shirts I had to throw out.
Gross. I'm gonna start rethinking crafting
T-
this nickname and maybe loan it to you for a while. You okay there?
Oh no, 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 no! I already have that name. It's my middle name. I'm Justin TMI Thornton. Uh, uh,
But yeah,
he's just part of
I
the
did.
family.
Yeah, he's your adopted cousin.
Yeah, we found him in a sewer with some turtles and a rat.
I,
They
uh,
had cancer.
I did do some writing last night, uh,
Yes, I saw.
and I wanted to clarify what you meant about the
Oh,
you.
I absolutely fuck. This is the reason why I'm working on this. I fucking hate it. I hate it. Just give me the content. I don't need your stupid life story. I'm not here to buy your damn journal, you motherfucking asshole.
Oh well, here's the
If I
thing.
wanted your journal, I would go to the biography section of the store and buy your fucking biography.
Well, you'll have to wait a couple years for that because I am working on my memoirs. Um, but the reason I put that in there is because what we're doing isn't just a board game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not a war game in the traditional sense. It's meant to be played by people who can't be face to face, who whether they don't want to or they can't. And the way it was, like when people used to play chess through the mail. It's very much like that, except you don't know who you're playing against. The host, the referee, whatever, handles all of that. And I've heard a lot of really interesting stories about the people that did play those kinds of games, those play by mail games, and they had these wonderful experiences, and uh, when I see like the online games and stuff like that, the MMOs or whatever, uh, sometimes these people will become friends or get to know each other. But I was in a couple with people I knew nothing about, you
Yeah,
know, and
like
they
me and you. I know nothing about you.
that's not true.
I know you picked up some kid at Home Depot. That's about it.
Yeah, yeah, you know a little more, but there's
What's your name, Shadwell?
that remains to be seen.
I could stop being lazy. I know people. I have resources.
Uh-huh.
I could
Yeah, but you
find
also
out what exact house that mattress is in the alley of.
one of these days, but I have to, for reasons of protecting the little guy until
Yeah,
he's
you got to make sure fucking the statute of limitations is up, so his
right,
real family doesn't come and get him.
right. That and there are people that I would rather never speak with or have them, cause me grief or cause Jackie grief and things like that. That until such time as I know they're no longer around. Um,
You could tell
it's
me. I
just
would forget in like 20 seconds.
that, or you would let it slip, like with
Oh.
a certain female
Oh no
computer.
no 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 no. I did that intentionally. There's a difference.
Uh,
You did it by accident.
that's really good crafting. If it wasn't for the gutter, my brain would be homeless. That's pretty good. But that's why I did that, and I tried to keep it as short and sweet as possible. Maybe that's something that can go on the back of it, or whatever. To
Yeah.
describe, because this isn't your typical game that's around right
Yeah.
now. I don't know of anything like that.
Yeah.
All the
Oh
people.
no 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 no. I don't have a problem with there being a description of what the game is. I don't like that it's framed like a journal entry.
Well, that's
This is a game about, you know, fucking moving empires and manipulating cultures, not about, you could word it so it's not like dear diary, today I decided to create a post by mail game.
yeah,
For
yeah.
those
Well,
who are interested in the future, you can suck my balls.
okay, Carmen. Well, I also figured that was the first thing, because there's some people that have signed on that
Oh
I
no no
know
no! For the in group, I don't care. If you go to like the next step with
there's some
yeah
people whose names are in the sign up sheet that I don't talk to like very often.
ever. Mhm.
There's a couple that I very rarely talk to, and
Yeah.
I wanted them to, you
You,
know,
good sir, are a stranger to me.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I don't even know your name, and I don't think anyone else on that list does either.
there's a few people who do, but they're the people I've known the longest. But even some of the people I've known the longest don't, and
I
just
speak to you 6 out of 7 days of the week.
yes, I know.
There is not a person in this community that knows you better, and you still haven't told me, you goddamn
Yeah, well,
weirdo.
I got to keep that man of mystery image alive as long as possible. It's one of the few things I got going for me.
Oh,
Um,
I'm going to. You're going to tell me, and it's going to be Rodney Gaylord, isn't it?
oh dear God.
Oh, by the way, that's a great character name. Somebody write that down.
I refuse.
You can't tell me that isn't a great character name, though.
It is. It probably is a real name, and he's
Oh yeah,
British.
yeah. Every fucking name is a real name.
Well,
There's no getting around it.
not now. I mean, you get 10 billion people on this rock.
Yeah. You could probably open up the dictionary and find like 3 pages of Rodney Gaylords.
The dictionary?
Yes, the dictionary, the one with the yellow pages.
Do they even make those anymore?
Yes, they do.
I haven't received one in.
They're Reader Digest size now, though.
We
I'm
used
not-
to.
I'm
I
not
think we
even
got the last one of the first
joking.
couple of years we lived here, and after that, nope.
When I was a kid, up until maybe 16 or 17, every 6 months or so, there would be a pallet of those fucking things dropped off at the front, the lobby of the building. They just pull in a fucking truck and offload a pallet of them,
Really,
like 12 copies.
that's a pallet.
Well, they're like,
Yeah,
they're like this.
Yeah, it's like the Arduin, the Legendary Lands of Arduin 900-page phone book. But when you
Yeah.
say that, a lot of people have no idea what the hell you're talking about because they haven't seen a phone book in their lifetime.
Yeah.
And what a waste of paper, you know. I think
It
in
was
my
the
entire
thinnest
lifetime I
fucking
used,
paper you could get, too.
of course,
It was like
uh,
half the thickness of newspaper.
it was like rolling paper thin.
Yeah. And
I don't recommend using it for rolling paper.
that fucking thick.
Yeah.
I used to go over there and just grab a copy. It was like the couch is kind of leaning. Just shove it under there.
I can't think of 5 times I ever used one. Maybe 6 or 7, but I honestly,
Paper mache.
that would have been very helpful. That's actually a really good idea.
Well,
I know one time
it's
was for a
too late
bail
to use-
bondsman, but that was it. You know, the only
It's too late to use that idea now.
I know, right? Well, because we used to make
$50 for a fucking.
it was even hard when Jackie was a little one. We made a lot of pinatas for his birthday parties. I made some really cool ones. I made a Death Star, a chicken walker, a 4-legged walker. I made Thanos once that was like this tall when those movies came out with the gems on his hand and everything. And that would have been very helpful because trying to find newspaper in my town is like not easy. Not easy at all.
You can buy like a roll of that stuff for like $20.
Yeah, but newspapers were free. You just walk around the neighborhood, pick up the ones that people haven't picked up, and there came a time where we couldn't even do that anymore.
Yeah.
And the ads that come in the mail, very, very little in the way of that. We had to, I think, buy something else, or go to the last newspaper vending machine, and yeah,
put
all
your
that stuff's
50
a
cents
thing
in
of the past. And I think with this game and there is a place for it still. Not a big place, but if like everybody in the game went out and then started another game, that would be a fucking dream come true.
If you whip the thing up and like actually figure out how to, like, I'll help you kludge a book together. Like, it's not a problem.
Appreciate it.
And you
And
need to.
there's nickels to be made.
There's like.
Hey, what's up, George?
This is a tax form. This is a tax form. Yeah.
Mhm.
It says I made 182.21 last year from a project that took me about a weekend to make.
Uh-huh.
And well, it was only one page. It was making a character sheet, and I copied it 30 times into a book
Uh,
and put it out there, and it's been doing its thing on its own since then.
right.
I don't know about you, but an extra $200 doesn't hurt me,
No, no. I mean,
especially
especially
when I
you know,
haven't done anything to earn it past the initial project.
if you like for example, if you took that exact amount of money, right, and bought something significant, that's kind of the key. I mean,
I
a lot of
bought
people would just
5 pizzas with that.
yeah, yeah, as opposed to something that you know you'll hang on to forever.
Yes.
You know, whether it's a book, you know, whatever. You know, there's a
Yeah.
lot of things you know I could mention, but I'm not going to. But if you were to put it towards something that you know you won't let go, a good Swiss Army knife or
Yeah.
two, you know.
Well, like that's one thing. That's one thing I created.
Mhm.
Obviously, with the project you're talking, the God Wars thing, it would take longer than a weekend to format that.
Yeah, it's already taken
Um,
about a month.
yeah. Um, but once it's like finished and done, and it's put together and it's on your digital bookshelf, it's
Yeah,
like forget it, right? It's just whatever comes in comes in.
yeah,
Somebody comes across it and goes, "That's interesting. I'll buy that for 12.99."
yeah.
Or 9.99. I recommend, like, that's a good price point. Is nobody gives a shit about spending $10.
Well,
Like
cheap ass
it's,
bastards like me, but yeah.
but
No,
you
no,
know
you're
what I
absolutely
mean, right? Like,
yeah.
uh, it's a good price point, and
And
especially if you're smart enough to regionalize your pricing.
yeah, I'll talk to him about that. And see if he understands what that even is, or why he did what he did. You know,
I know it auto generates the pricing once you put in, like the American one is the default first,
yeah.
and you have to like intentionally do the rest. Um,
But
but yeah, like you end up selling, like it's just a basic sense of economy, right? You end up selling more copies
mhm.
regionalizing than
I was
um
also thinking, you know, there's a couple of spin-off. The winds are so bad on top of this hill that it keeps knocking me offline. Uh, that sucks.
Raven.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just had some internet issues, and they had to bring out a big truck with a freaking, you know, a hook and ladder, whatever you call it, bucket, and they didn't even use that part. I don't know why they needed that. Um,
why? I could tell you. It's just their vehicle. They're in that area. They know they got to take it, and it's like, do we want to go out? Do we want to pay $80 an hour for the guy to go out there, for him to turn around and say, "I need to go back and pick up the cherry picker"?
oh, they sent two different teams to the
Yeah,
house, so and it was done uh, by 2 or 3 o'clock.
and I'm gonna
Uh,
tell you, those guys make about $80 an hour.
mhm.
Uh,
But I was thinking a couple of spin-off products, a logbook,
oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
where the player, you know, a player's logbook and a host's logbook of keeping track of stuff. The host logbook would be harder uh, because you'd
It,
want,
it it would have to be a tome, right?
yeah, well, because it would be best if the host can keep like a whole bunch of pages for one player and then go into the next player. You know what I mean? Keep track of what he did, what he did, what he did, what he did, as opposed to this person did this on each week. But maybe like a calendar could work, but then you'd have to cross reference everything, and it could be a pain in the ass. But for the players, keeping track of what they've done week by week, and even and doing so maybe even formatting it for like a year, so that at the end of the year,
A
which
year real world time, and
yes,
then each page could be uh like each page in the player's book could be your week's events.
right.
And maybe you have like, this is what I did on the left hand side, and then some note space on the right hand side.
Mhm.
So you could like write some notes, and then at the end of every month put an extra couple of pages for like ideas of what you might want to do
Mhm.
uh out through the month.
Yeah.
So you could like have like strategy building for the next
Mhm.
4 sessions or whatever, right? And then I guess
I was also thinking like a
we're
because one
doing
of the
about
issues I'm
20
having
people. We're doing about 20 people now.
about 15.
15. Okay. So maybe design, we'll see how comfortable it is, if it's too many or too few players.
Mhm.
I think it might be too many for you on this kind of thing, because you'll have a lot of map working to do.
Yeah,
But that's just
it,
my opinion. And
it,
then
it
just
is going to be a
design.
challenge. Uh, uh, but I was also thinking, maybe like a map book with stickers or something.
That's one of those things. Like, none of these places do things like that. It's got to
Yeah,
be just pull a paper back off of your shelf. It's those are the options you have available to you.
yeah.
Uh,
But once I get done with the magic and then describing each unit
mhm.
uh, and each action, I think we're
Yeah,
done. But
yeah. So
that's
you
three
just
big
like
sections.
jot down jot down what the 5 actions of the player was that you received,
Yeah.
and then like maybe you have a map grid on the other page. So the the game master,
Host.
the host, um, would have slots for 20 players on one side, and then a map. Like, it's just the same map grid that you can update with what's changed on the other
Yeah, because
side.
that's going to be the hard part. Is you
And
know
then maybe 2 pages for like note taking after that.
because taking a fresh map and putting putting things on the map, that's fine. But then there's going to be changes, upgrades as well
Yeah.
as victories and defeats,
Hmm.
and that's going to be the big one. Is if some army comes marching up to somebody's castle or city or whatever, uh, things can go back and forth.
So you can theme the books, right? So maybe we have like the player book and the game master book for a specific world, and it has like the base map
Uh-huh.
of the world, and then the player book at the end of every month has the map as well, and they can just like what they know about the world they can add it
Right.
in. um or maybe they just have like one at the beginning of the book that they can add in and remove with a pencil.
Yeah, that would probably be
And
better.
like a note saying, use pencil, you will need to erase.
Yeah, to absolutely on that. Um,
um
and I ordered that hex paper like 2 weeks ago from somebody on eBay.
Still
Still
not.
haven't gotten it.
Yeah.
The stuff I got from Amazon, it works, but it's very the hexes are very faint. So getting good
Yeah.
photographs of that
Well,
on
that is it blue,
no, it's
black,
gray,
gray?
gray.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So black. It's just opacity, that.
Yeah, I
um
may what I might do is once I get to a certain point, and which I shouldn't have glued it all together, I can take it down to my photocopy place and up
Well,
the scale.
you know what you could do is set up your Amazon account, right? And
Yeah.
then go and design a book with hex paper in it. Like we could do that later if you want,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then just order yourself a copy right now. It'll be like 250 for like for like 100-page book of hex paper,
Yeah, but can they
and
do?
you could do like a hex and then some note space and then like another hex page and some note
Do they have perforated sheets?
no, that's like it would be so you get a feel for what you're thinking about as well. Um, that
Yeah,
I
because
hate
I'm
that.
betting none of them are perforated except the ones specifically designed for gaming, which I noticed there's a significant price hike on that.
Well, like I have, um,
Didn't you make like a book of character sheets?
yeah, yeah, for Morkborg. No,
But
no, wait here one second.
so how you guys out there in TV land? You get ready for the weekend? I gonna have a busy one, I think.
Uh, Literal old graph paper,
Yeah.
but when I bought this, they had hex paper right next to it, and it's it's got like the glue up here, right? I
Mhm.
used like 3 sheets and never needed it again. It's been sitting in a pile over there of fucking crap I never use.
Yeah,
Since 2007.
I've got something like that too. It's called my garage.
Yeah.
I was in there yesterday, day before, and yeah, it needs. I'm definitely gonna have to uh, devote some time to fixing
Rem-
that over spring.
Remember, if you ever come up to Claricon,
Yeah.
bring an extra like luggage bag.
Yeah.
You should probably like I don't know, rent a car or take a Greyhound. I don't know what the fuck you do.
Yeah.
Uh, because I'm sending you home with half my fucking DVDs. I got like a bunch of random crap because I used to go up to Blockbuster Video and go through that bin of
Oh
like
yeah.
crap. Yeah,
Yeah.
I never buy stuff I didn't like, but like we have pretty similar taste in that crap. So
Yeah. 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 It's.
you're not getting my Babylon 5 though.
I've got everything on everything Babylon 5, including an episode of The Gathering. I think it is
Yeah.
autographed by J. Michael.
Oh, I don't have it autographed. I have the one in the cardboard sleeve.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know why they do that. I got a bunch of CDs recently, and they're all like that. And I'm like,
that was it was a Walmart special.
yeah, these are all from China. I'm assuming,
Yeah.
but they sound
Well,
great, and you know, I mean, it was okay for records back in the day.
yeah.
So I mean, they
Um,
did that inner sleeve of glossy paper.
the CDs don't, but they do have that little bump, so I guess that might work. Um, the I almost bought American Pie. Like I have American Pie, the album
Oh yeah.
by Don McLean. Love that fucking album. The first one, obviously, every fucking album after that by his is just trash.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Uh, I've tried listening to them. I just like,
Yeah, I've got a like a 2 disc set or something of like classic tunes, and it's got the long version of American Pie on it, and,
yeah,
some other stuff that I actually liked. But I'm like, it was really cheap, but now I'm like, yeah, I should just go back and get some of the music that I really like. That's not only never got played or like they play the hit, and that's it. Never listening to
Right.
anything else.
Yeah,
Uh,
I like Dear Vincent and Starry Night.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
album
Starry
though.
Starry Night was one of the few other songs he wrote that you would hear on the radio, and it was a
Yeah,
rarity that happened. Uh,
yeah.
I don't think I heard it 5 times in my life, but I do
Oh,
know
I
this.
I heard it a fuck ton times because that was I had the 5 disc changer in my computer,
Oh, okay.
and it was always in that fucking thing. So I'd be like
Oh, okay.
playing this and then listening to that and Bat Out of Hell 1 and 2.
Yep, yep. Bat Out of Hell, at least one is. If I'm going on a long trip, that's definitely uh, one of the albums I'll listen to. Or not even really a long trip, but if I'm going to do like a bunch of, you know, shopping, 5 or 6 stores in a weekend, I'll definitely hear the entirety of that one uh, by the time I get home.
Yeah, you can make
But
hexes on CAD, George. That's good, but can you then turn it into hex paper and send it to Shadow with the coordinate markings at each hex at the bottom?
yeah, what
And
I did was instead of doing that, I just went, ABC to double A, and
yeah,
then 1, 2, 3 along the bottom, X and Y.
that's
Uh,
good on graph paper. You're gonna find some shit fucking up on hex paper.
no, because it lines up, you know, uh, like this and like this. You mean you kind of have to count 3 times, so to speak, double check on one axis. But
That's why it pays to mark the bottom of each.
yeah, there was.
No
Uh,
room, no room, because you got like normal size and it's like a
Well, they're
millimeter.
like half-inch hexes,
Half inch show. It's pretty big.
and uh, I'm probably gonna have to redo the whole thing because it just looks like there's too many. Like it looks like nothing but islands,
Mhm,
instead of some
mhm.
larger land masses. Even though I tried connecting a couple and it did look bad, but it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look natural, you know.
Throw some salt on the no, throw some rice on the table
Yeah, I've
and
seen
do
that
that,
trick.
and then just take a picture and send it to me, and I'll get ChatGPT to make it look really good.
Oh, here. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh yeah, yeah, that looks pretty okay.
That's Jackie. So I'm just gonna have Jackie do it after I put certain things on it. He stares at maps all day long, so he's got like a flair for it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
shit. I'll just redo what I did because I took 3 long, two down or whatever sheets of grid paper, and it just looks like a hot mess because I was trying to recreate what I thought the planet used to look like before the flood, and it ended up looking like just nothing but big dorky looking islands. And while that's kind of accurate, there should be less. There's no real oceans. There's like big rivers or whatever in between all the islands. There's not enough space, and it's usually only like one hex apart. So you really wouldn't need like traditional warships that would travel for months. It would be like, okay, well, you're there in a week. You know,
Hmm.
you might as well build a bridge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, some cases building a bridge is all you need, but yeah, you need oceans. You
Yeah.
want you want you want like at least 4 continents,
I had
not including the ice caps.
well, yeah, I had like what looked like two okay continents, and then 12 massive islands.
Yeah,
that and it just didn't look right, and I gotta find a better way to just to put the mountains, because I have to put certain mountains have to specifically be in certain locations, because
Now,
when it floods, that's all that's left. You
well,
know.
you can also like this is one of the things is like end game power levels, right? So you can start unlocking massive earth distorting things
Hmm.
and just say like a good number of the land masses in the game are a byproduct of like uh
Seismic upheavals and
yeah
earthquakes.
like byproducts of one god attacking another, and they because of like the clashes, just like, oh, you both are power level 90 now.
Yeah,
The consequences for you attacking each other and both failing is mounted, and that
yeah.
could like be those new mountains could be why the water level raises, because they're dispersing ocean, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about random, like you and I think it was Omen, random events, and or maybe like not necessarily randomly occurring, like regularly occurring random events.
Mhm.
Like once a month there's something. Or as well as unlocking, like you said, things at certain points, which I've already alluded to in the game. Once when you get certain levels to a certain point, you can start doing different things,
Mhm.
whether it's magically or technologically, as well as, we talked about I want to seed in a couple of dungeons in key locations so that people fight over them, because,
Mhm.
there's a free magic item. You go down there, you don't die, and you come back with something that might have taken you 6 weeks to make.
Mhm. Mhm.
you know and also, I don't know if you noticed, but I put in, if you defeat an army and they had any magic items in the characters or anything like that, you get those.
Yeah.
They're uh, transferable items, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Which, that way, if somebody makes, a shield of such and such, well, then they fell. Now
Well,
someone's carried around that
what
shield.
about like influence, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, you said influence could be used to take control of units.
Well, the way influence is going to work initially is uh, trying to get people to join you. Now, getting players to join you, uh, I'm not going to force people to join other players.
Gods are immune, but I'm talking about
Right,
units.
right.
Like,
If
could I
there,
sway an opponent's army to
there'll be
my
ways to use your influence to basically uh,
convert?
the NPC kingdoms,
Hmm.
and you won't know if it's an NPC kingdom or not until you actively deal with them. And because
Hmm.
of, like alignments, you can't mix good and evil. That's not going to work. But
Hmm.
if you are, say, good and there's a neutral kingdom nearby, you can try and create an alliance with them, and uh, next thing you know, they're fighting alongside, or you're building your temples in their kingdom, and things like that. Because even though
Well,
the NPCs are going
that's what I
to do
was wondering. Is there a way to like convert? Like,
yes.
okay, you are an evil. Like, your people were like
Mhm.
devoted to an evil god, but like I brought good to your lands, and because I have enough influence, I can start taking your taking all your base belong to I or whatever the line the line is. I
Yeah,
don't know.
there will be ways to recruit new people, and create alliances, but we have to use the alignment system to make it make sense. You know,
Yes.
good and evil
Well,
are just not going to join with one another unless something drastic happens.
well, I'm not saying I want them to join. I'm saying I want to take their people and convert them to my way of life. So
Crafty.
they wouldn't be like the subjects would no longer be devoted to the evil
Well, it's
god.
like this: if you like, say there's a Kingdom X next to you, right?
Yeah, and
And
it
you,
is I say is Kingdom X is being ruled by Player X,
uh,
right? And Player X is evil, but their subjects are just like worshiping that god because that's the god that they
well,
worship.
if you defeat enough of them,
Yeah.
it's gonna work logistically as well. If you like start invading a kingdom, right?
Hmm.
And they've got cities, on the outskirts, but then they got their power base in the center. If you take over one of those, those border towns, well, you know, uh, you take over.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if like is there a way for me to sneak in a preacher and have like my
Oh, you
word
mean like
spread, like conversion, like I mean like missionaries going in and just
you know what? There is kind of, if you were to send like a priest or a wizard, right,
yeah.
or a couple of characters into a location, there are spells you could use to do that.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
like that's what I'm saying. It's like okay, um, say I'm playing, and player X,
I didn't even
like
think of stuff like that.
I send in my good word, right? Like I drop the my holy text is sent.
Uh-huh.
Like I send a guy in with like a
Because
pallet
there are
a pallet of phone books because that's my fucking religious text. And he's just going around the street. Have you heard the word of why?
spells like friends, charm, dominate,
Yeah.
that if you can get a magic
Well,
abuser.
I'm not talking about magic. I'm talking about proselytization.
um
Just outright proselytization.
uh
I want you to hand to player X a card saying one of the other players is spreading his fucking faith to your people. What are you going to do about it? And
I don't know how I would do
he
that.
has to spend an action next turn putting that down. And if he doesn't remember to do that,
Yeah, I'll have to think about that. I don't know how I would do that. And crafting, what you do is you hire what you raise up a hero, a minion to a
yeah,
hero to then be an assassin, and then you send that assassin in to assassinate said hero.
yeah.
Or
Well, that would be like the action you would take for my proselytizer. But then I send another one in, but I also send a spy in. So two actions.
Mhm.
My word is now being spread again in that city, but now rumors of your priests being kid diddlers are being spread around
well, don't forget
because they're evil. Remember, you're evil, so they're doing evil shit to the people. Supposed to be doing evil shit elsewhere, not to
you,
like
you
come
gotta
to
also,
America.
guys, gotta remember, the movement thing is a real thing.
Yeah,
Each unit can only move so many hexes per turn. There are penalties through moving through mountains and stuff like that. So you're going to have to, it could take several weeks for your unit to get from point A to point B to do the thing.
yeah, but I could send them out and like you don't tell player X that this is happening until X number of weeks have
Yeah,
gone by.
that's what the scry and divination spells are for. You won't see the movement of heroes and
Yeah,
small things. You will see when a city gets built, or a temple, or a castle, because people talk about that stuff. And
yeah.
I wanted to address something you were talking about the other day about.
But
uh,
only within a certain range, right? Like I'm not going
yeah,
to hear about a city being built on another fucking continent.
right, right. Which is going to be another thing that's going to be weird, is because I'm going to have to look at it from a certain perspective, or give like a range of of knowledge. Okay, kind of like what
Yeah.
you were talking about with the tech level,
Yeah.
because
There's a global level where you're just like, oh, Dubai's building a new fucking city? Whatever.
right,
But 100
uh,
years ago, I would have never heard about that shit.
right.
50 years
The
ago, I
same
probably
thing
wouldn't
though.
have heard
The
about it.
same thing is going to be appropriate for tech levels. They're not going to raise each other like you think, because these kingdoms are one, not on friendly terms. There isn't a
Yeah.
global market, and
Well, definitely
what
not
happens
at the
on a continent
beginning.
far away isn't going to affect another continent unless that continent has trade with other people.
Yes. What I meant by that is okay, so you would break up like a sphere of influence. That's what that is.
Mhm.
And in a sphere of influence, there's like a minimum level of
Right.
shit.
It's going to
But
be
there's a point when that sphere of influence is global.
which won't happen until way later, because even if
Yeah.
like let's say the spider people are off on this continent over here, and they're
Yeah.
raising their tech level but other people aren't. Well,
Yeah.
unless you even unless you
The
have some
neighboring
sort,
communities might get boosted because of that, but
yeah, you're not going to, other continents are not even going to know about that until at the very least they go to war with them and see examples of their stuff. If this
are like sees examples of their stuff, right, as
right.
well. Um,
And that only happens if there's a justification for it.
so you'd have like a sphere of influence, and maybe uh, inside that sphere, and it gets bigger every age
Mm-hmm.
until the spheres start collide with each other and thus merge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you'd have to figure that out somehow. But maybe you have like a gap of 10. So if one player gets 10 points above the lowest, if they then go to 11, that lowest one gets bumped up. So maybe they're now peer with like the next highest,
And that's
you know.
only if players actually focus on increasing their own overall intellect.
Yes.
If people aren't doing that, then they're stuck where they are, which is going to
Oh,
be at a certain 1, 2, 3 range.
but but this is something you could do. I could increase my intellect, but if I don't use it to develop infrastructure, and you could only have that be the infrastructure that spans, not the intellect. So if the spider people develop their intellect, but they don't build like libraries and forges and like
It's mostly just going to be
industry,
forges.
yeah, it's industry sectors. That's the
Yeah,
forge, right? Industry,
mhm.
and then you have like different levels of that or whatever.
Right.
I
That's
don't
kind of
know.
what the forges do, is
Yeah,
they justify being able to make better things, and
yeah,
that's coincides with your intellect. If your intellect uh,
yeah.
is a certain point and your forge level is a certain point, then you bump up into the various ages that we're
Well,
familiar with.
what I
And so,
mean by that is okay. So now the rat people have no intellect whatsoever, but they can build a level two forge because there's a territory with a level 10 forge or a level 12 forge in the area, and their minimum cap because of that. But if you don't build the level 12 forge, they don't get that bonus. They don't
yeah,
get the intellect bonus. They just get the access to observable technology bonus,
right.
right? Like I
Because just because you see, X Kingdom is now flying around in biplanes, that don't mean you know how to do it,
yeah, but you know how to obtain it, and maybe enough to
or at
patch it.
least at least how to start working in that direction. If you've never seen a flying machine, you might never think that flying machines are feasible. You'll go with
Yeah,
your pterodactyls instead.
yeah, but like pterodactyls have more. Like, there's a reason why we don't use horses anymore. They're a pain in the ass to deal with. Uh, but we've been talking around circles and not about writing for the first hour like we're supposed to. So I'm going to open up the chat
Well, we did talk about it for the first bit,
4 minutes.
it was that all?
I'm
That much?
exaggerating. I'm exaggerating. But
Yeah.
yeah, you come up with some character ideas. That's I'm breaking it down nice and easy for you, right? You should be able to do that on some side paper or whatever. Where the fuck is my Discord? It's closed. I'm gonna open it up. Uh, there is the group chat. There is the tab. There is the enter button. And I'm going to bring up this image.
What?
I'm going to share this image that I made this morning that I am so happy of.
Uh-huh.
I think we all deserve to see this. Well, I make it full screen.
Uh-huh.
You don't like this image?
No, it's not that. It's I don't really see Pamela Anderson in the face.
Yeah, I don't either. It's close enough for my liking.
It's it looks more like the hell is her name? Either Gina Gershon
I have no
uh,
idea who that is.
uh, or maybe a very young what's her name from Pretty Woman. I can't remember her name.
Julia Roberts?
Yeah, maybe
Maybe. Yeah, no.
in the eyes, but not in the
This
rest of
one, definitely. The eyes are the wrong color, but the face is more accurate. I said 10% less like David Duchovny, and this is what I got.
it. Hey, he looks like what the fuck that
And,
new.
and I did this just because,
It's funny.
it's funny.
He looks like that new commentator I've been seeing around lately. I'm like, who the kind of has that H.P. Lovecraft look to him?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. It's just like Raven's desk lamp.
Yeah.
Uh, 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 that's definitely gonna go. Should have been in Naughty November style story, but
I can see that. I can see that. Right, what you know. What's up,
and
TCG?
I know getting busy, motherfucker.
And Shadow, you need the political intrigue of being able to hire somebody else to do assassinations for you. Yeah, that's great and dandy if you do it yourself. But
Well, no, you hire an assassin.
Yeah, but is it traceable back to you?
well, what I'm
Um,
referring to right now is,
not really.
for example,
Not really. Okay.
it says good will never betray an ally. Well, one of my well, let's use Justin as an example right now. I'm allied to Justin. One of his heroes did something that actually really pissed me off. I want that hero dead for whatever reason.
You break the alliance.
You can't if
spend
you're
an-
good.
you-
But
No,
I
no,
hire someone else who is completely
no,
out.
no. If I
assassinate.
did something you find dishonorable, you break the alliance.
Mhm.
You
Well,
develop.
no, I'm not referring to. Well,
Yeah, you spend an action breaking the alliance.
I'm
Then
trying
you
to look
spend a
at
few
this.
actions distancing your realm from my people.
Uh-huh.
You spend a few actions spreading the word of the evil of my people amongst yours and rile up a righteous rage, and then you go to war with them. It might take 4 or 5 turns, a month and a half maybe.
Yes, but not. Yes, but that literally goes from a potential political intrigue to, okay, I've been offended. My only option now is to crush your kingdom.
No. Your only option is because you can't think of anything better. And I'm trying to teach you that you can. I gave you one option of what you could do.
And here's the thing: if you make an alliance with another,
You could do what
faction,
I was talking about earlier. You could then start. You could send in proselytizers to spread the word of your religion and how wrong my rulers are for
there
doing
will
the thing
be
that I did. You could start talking about how evil my actions were amongst my
once you
people.
have an alliance.
Okay.
Once you have an alliance, you will be able to communicate to a limited fashion through me.
Yeah.
You send a message, I'll make sure they get the message. Okay, and if they break an agreement, then you
Okay.
handle it.
Let me put it to you this way then. I ignoring alliances and things like that. I want to make a blow against whomever,
Uh-huh.
but I don't want it and not like the assassination thing. I literally don't want it in any way traced back to me.
That's why you hire
Therefore,
the assassins
You said assassins are anonymous.
or a spy,
Spy.
and they won't be traceable back
that
to
takes
you.
part of the fun out of it.
What do you mean?
You said you wanted a way to not be known. He gave it to
Yeah,
you.
I have a way of not being known, but it's as simple as, oh, I just have an assassin. Oh, you mean I don't? I can't just hire someone else to maybe trick them into a war or something. No, you just have your own.
You
Oh,
can
well,
you can do
that
that
takes some
too.
of that fun out of it. Yeah, but that immediately makes them question, oh, well, you have assassins. They're anonymous. They're almost guaranteed to be anonymous. Why are you hiring me? I suspect something. Back the fuck off.
Well,
That immediately
no
takes
one's going to
that
know.
possible. No, that takes that possibility right out, because if you have your own assassins, why the fuck are you hiring me?
Well, then
So
don't
everyone
hire
immediately
them.
gets suspicious.
Don't
So
hire
it takes
them.
that
Hold on.
option completely
Let
off
me
the
finish.
table.
Let me finish.
Hold on, guys.
No,
Crafting, are you assuming that other people will know you have assassins? Because they won't.
No, it's more along the lines, if you have access to them, why would you?
because you're being
That's how it's
clever.
done.
Yeah.
No,
like
I mean,
you can also, like, if Shadow does what he should do, he should also have your ability to, like, send things into other kingdoms. Like I was talking earlier, maybe you don't send in religious proselytizers to another kingdom,
You send a
but
spy.
you send a spy. But the spy doesn't, like, report back to you information, because that's not the only thing spies do. Spies also spread rumors.
Mm-hmm.
So your spy, you tell to Shadow, I want Kingdom X to think Kingdom B is planning an invasion. So Shadow then tells Kingdom X's player, hey, troops seem to be. You've been hearing rumors of troops from Kingdom B forming on your borders.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe a few turns later, Shadow doesn't get back to you with any results from the spy, because he would have to respond to you with what your spy says,
Mm-hmm.
maybe with a percentage of how successful he was.
Well, what you'll do is you'll send a spy out on a mission
Yeah.
to do whatever it is, and to return at in X number of turns.
Or at least
Well,
send word back.
I forgot. I think it was World War II, but I forgot who said it. Always, if your enemy has an ability, always presume they have it. Therefore,
Yeah.
why would someone accept an assassin contract from me when they know I have access to my own assassins?
That man, don't try and get them to assassinate. You try to get them to send wars. You try and trick them into war with the other person. That way you're diminishing both forces. Well, you sit back and laugh like your hat is really small. That's a pivot.
Yeah, I haven't
Go
worked on these.
look into the Contra.
Yeah.
Fucking Contra.
Well, here's the thing.
Go look into how that was developed in the background, because it wasn't about drugs and cocaine and shit like that.
Well, this is part of the reason why I don't do political intrigue most of the time, because when I get into political intrigue, people don't like me because I will get into it. It's like,
That's why it's anonymous.
Yeah, no one's gonna know what you do.
Also,
no, I'm not saying like that, but I was referring to like it's not just good. Like, little, I don't just see this as, oh, I should crush everybody with an army, or I should trick everybody into fighting each other constantly. It's
Right.
how do I get the little things? How do I get the big things? How do I make the two work together? And you guys are just saying, oh, big stuff, big stuff, big stuff, big stuff.
no.
There's a lot. There's a lot of, believe it or not, there's a lot of subtlety in the design of this. There are a lot of things you can do besides just marshaling forces and beating each other's skulls in
Yeah.
through different actions. You can accomplish things. The spies and the assassins are ways to do some of the things like Justin was talking about. But don't forget that you're also talking sort of mid to late game tactics. You need to focus on certain crucial elements first before you can even bother worrying about sending spies, assassins, and alliances. You have to have something worthy of allying with and spying and being spied upon, or even your defenses and your actual kingdom needs to be of such that it's worthy of anybody's attention.
Mhm.
And if you don't do that, uh, to a certain extent, you will be crushed because you'll be like the smallest fish in the pond, and everybody's just going to see, well, they've only got one castle, and everything's all focused in one little area. Well, we can just start taking their land and moving closer, extending our borders
Yeah. Well,
through their land because they haven't, walled off their kingdom, so to speak.
yeah. Well, if even with the rules that you've said, I've heard set forth, what I've seen the characters can do, I'm very much picturing a what the fuck is it called? Age of Empires situation, which is, oh yeah, this stuff is late game until someone goes, oh, by the way, I crushed 3 other players. It's only been a month. Yeah, I know, but I said this loophole, and I got everything I needed. Oh, and I'm just gonna campaign over the rest of them, and everybody else is dead.
Well, don't worry. Shadow is a living human being, and when he sees that kind of thing coming across his border, his desk, he'll adjust the rules. That's how a game in development works.
Yeah. If and I don't see. I mean, you get 5 things you can do each week. Okay, and for the first several months, everybody's going to be developing a long-term strategy while focusing on the immediate concerns. You'll be able to allocate 1 or 2 of your actions toward a later game strategy while allocating the other 3 actions to things you absolutely need to accomplish. Unless you're a deity of chaos who seeks to sow discord and destruction for the pure sake of discordia.
Yeah.
Okay, Bubba.
Well, here's the thing. You'll definitely understand this, Shadow. I'm not as the same level, but Kaya and I think alike. Which means I already see a few strategies that could allow a few early game takeovers of other players' dominions.
Well, don't forget there's also NPCs, and even the NPCs are going to focus on, even though a lot of things that it will be like random, it'll be the most like I'll roll on the chart, see what this NPC does, and say it says build. Okay, well, what's the most logical build choice? It's not going to be random. Build a war fleet when they're landlocked.
Oh yeah.
If what they really need is a forge, that's what they're going to build. If what they really need is another city, but over here to keep people out of this pass, or to start extending their defensive perimeter, that's what they're gonna do randomly.
So yeah. You could probably do them all at the same time with the same thing, and just like remove specific troop types, and then when they actually get involved with a player, you just like have generic troop type assign what's needed. Right? So
Yeah.
you
By
have like a random NPC kingdom with 10 generic troop types piled up because they haven't been assigned to what they actually are until the player encounters them, and they're just exactly what the player like. They're just perfectly set to defend against the player because you could just friend, and I expect that to be how that's done. Slant the AI to be slightly better than the players when it comes to
yeah.
equipment choice, because
Well, when it comes to like you said, troop types, there's really only
well, what I mean by that is like, okay, instead of having the full list of like airships, fleet, infantry company, whatever, right?
Mhm.
You just generic troop type marker, and then when the enemy moves in, you can just then assign that number to what would best confront the forces. And then
um,
Yeah.
once you've assigned it, that's what they have, right?
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's a little more generic than that. When it comes to troops, you've got multitudes, which are religious, fanatics,
Yeah.
and then you've got armies, and armies include, you know, uh, archers. If you want your army to be mobile, then you're going to have to, summon some animals or, turn them into a mobile infantry, like cavalry or whatever you can
Yeah.
muster at that point.
No,
You won't get
no.
vehicles and
If
things
I'm
like
making
that.
the mobile infantry, they better have power armor and fucking drop ships
Uh, um,
and what's her face? Uh,
uh, Denise Richards.
Denise Richards
I
flying a
thought the other
goddamn
chick was
ship.
hotter.
Nah.
I couldn't stand. I still can't stand Denise Richards.
Oh
The
yeah,
other
yeah,
chick,
yeah. I would never want to talk to her, but
nah, she's just got
Bandner
face
Circa
written
Wild
all.
Things.
Nah, the other chick was way more interesting.
Mm. I'm morally opposed to her for small hat reasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Doesn't come
Also, I never
across.
found her attractive.
Oh, okay. Well,
She was always weird looking to me.
she was what?
Weird looking.
The chick with the curly hair?
Yeah, the
Really?
redhead.
I don't. I didn't think her hair was red, but either way, she just seemed more interesting. And
Yeah, no. When you see her like normally, it's red and other things.
okay, I can't
Jufro
recall.
red, not Irish red.
I can't recall having ever seen her in
Not
anything
like
else.
this guy. Not like this
Hey, what's up,
guy.
man? Long time no see.
Yeah. What's
Who
going
doesn't
on?
look like a ginger anymore? He looks like some sort of freaking
Because I'm not
greaser.
showered.
Or,
I'm not showered yet.
I, I'm gonna boot you and come back when you don't stink.
Well, even when I
Smell.
shower,
I can
right?
smell you from here.
Yeah.
So hey, real quick, how's Rick, man? You heard from him?
Not much lately. He's doing music, right? So he's busy doing something else.
Okay.
He hasn't gone the way of our Lord and Savior Shauner.
No. Come on, no, he hasn't.
I still
Yeah, it's been like
hold
5-6 months since he's
the
done a video.
devoted place of a waste of space in his honor.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we just finished a session for the org game, right? That we do like
Yeah.
fortnightly.
Have you shot up some random house while going by on your wagon yet?
No.
No. Well, you should do that. It's a rite of passage.
Yeah. Oh, I get what you. I got it. But
Have you loosed a quiver of arrows? Well, the horses have drawn you by in
Yeah.
carriage to some manor lord
No,
abode.
no,
I don't know.
I
Something
ate
like
some
that.
people.
You ate some people? Good man.
Yeah.
Have you captured any elf princesses and made her breed your
Not yet.
half orc babies?
There was some kind of rape in that game. One
That
of the
reminds.
orc chief and he's yeah. Sorry, go ahead, TCG.
Oh, the whole eating thing reminded me. There is a faction in Warhammer Old World you would be interested in.
Yeah, the
Nobody
ogre.
cares.
Yeah, they eat everything.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
fact, the ogre that has eaten the most is the leader.
Yeah. And they explore the world to chase different cuisines.
So
Yep.
Connell,
But yeah, like I go to the orc chief hut, and he's just there like banging this human sex slave that is like with the skin black and blue in some space from the beating. Just like, oh, that's a bit hardcore.
I'll say.
But it set the
Yeah.
tone, right? It's not like gratuitous. It's like because that's also the thing. Like we say, we're gonna do this orc game. The orcs are not gonna be good guy, right? They're not just
So-
they're not just people.
So you wandered into Shadow's garage.
I'll be right back.
I assume it was a dude.
There was a woman there. It's far from. It's
No,
on the
no,
other
he
side of the
never said
planet.
woman. He said
No, he
human.
specifically said human sex.
Yeah.
I thought he said female sex slave.
He
No, I said human sex
human
slave.
sex
Oh,
slave.
human slave. Okay,
he did
never
not
mind.
say female.
Which could have been male, but she was female.
I left it open up for a good Shadow is gay joke because I need to get that in there. It's a requirement. It's in my contract.
Yeah, but I don't think orcs, even though orcs
I
aren't
wrote
human,
it
I don't think they're
myself.
gay
I
as
put that in
Shadow.
there. I wrote it myself. I put that term in there deliberately.
Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to stop by, say hi, because it's been a while since I've been super busy lately. So
Yeah,
it's been a
it's
while since
okay.
I've been able to drop by, and I didn't want you to think I don't love you anymore. I never really did.
I love you long time there as well.
Yeah.
uh,
But I'm not gonna stick around for long. I'm dead tired, and like this fucking man, like this like 1 o'clock, like they wanted to do this game at 1 o'clock, and that's really early for me because that's fine, right? It's like I don't get up like it's not that I get up at noon necessarily, but like I have stuff to do before I can get into the game, right? So I need to get up. Like if I want to be ready for 1 o'clock, I still need to go walk my dog for an hour and a half. I still need to train. I still need to eat something probably, and I need to eat something now again. But like, so I need a few hours before, right? So that was very early for me still, and now I'm feeling it.
Yes.
There you
I'm
go.
usually up by 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I
I'm still up
actually
from
need to take
yesterday.
advantage of that since it is early compared to at least what I used to, and actually like spend the first hour doing some sort of workout.
Yeah.
My bedtime was 2 days ago.
I actually,
What you
it
do?
was a couple of years ago, but had something similar happen.
Yeah.
Ah,
Insomnia.
I haven't been able to get more than like an hour or two of sleep
Yeah.
a day for the last 2-ish weeks.
I've been trying to get more sleep in. Like it's very hard. Like all my life, I always like slept like 5 hours, right? And then
No,
like
I just haven't been tired.
Yeah.
It's
what
just
you have been tired?
not been tired.
Yeah, that's what happened usually with me. Like after 5 hours, I was like, well, I slept now. I'm ready to go, right? And then I'm ready to go for like 20 hour, right? So my sleep time will always like drift because like by an hour, right?
I will tell you, the scar tissue on my nose has been bugging me a lot lately too.
Yeah.
I know, like itching. This is all my second nose.
What happened?
I got
Rhinoplasty.
impolitely removed and had to grow back.
Uh,
There's a little bit of scar. You'll see
Oh.
it if you ever see me in person. You'll see like
Somebody bit your nose off.
yes.
Kinky.
No.
Oh.
I also got like massive scars in here. Here.
Oh yeah. It doesn't stop your mustache from growing.
If you see it really closely, you can see like a line right here, but it's
Because you could have been stuck with just like a little 1-inch mustache.
yeah.
That would have been terrible.
No, I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about shaving this off, but leaving the mutton chops.
Yeah, you should.
I used to have, I'm all used to have massive.
Should at least clean a bit like under the neck.
Yeah, I do
Trim it.
sometimes, but
Yeah.
uh,
Oh man, I'm fucking like I need to go eat some. I still have another training session to do. I might skip it. I might being lazy.
What was lazy was I had a perfectly good banana right here the other day. And I
Yeah.
just needed to turn the camera on and film me peeling it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, fuck it.
No,
Yeah.
good thing you didn't. Shadow would have taken it and used it in one of his production videos.
No. I was gonna do like a banana report, but talk about the waxiness of the
Okay.
the waxiness because it was still a little green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love my bananas a little green personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like them super bruised. I like them tasting like a cantaloupe or honeydew or whatever.
Honeydew. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, at some point they start tasting more like honeydew.
Yeah.
And I do
I almost
love.
bought
I love
one.
honeydew.
I went to the mall right before the show, and I almost bought a honeydew.
Yeah, we what we do
Or a
around here.
cantaloupe.
We don't do it
I
very
like
often because everybody loves bananas. Is we'll let the bananas literally turn black, and then we'll turn them into banana bread.
Yeah, I don't like banana bread.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah,
I don't mind
love
it.
No.
No, well, it can't be for everybody. I mean, two things to say: if we were all the same, the world would be.
Raven, mute the stream.
Oh yeah.
Inception.
Here. Okay,
Staying
got
outside
it.
and all. Huh?
Oh, what happened?
We can still hear you, but you're
Oh, there it
frozen
is.
now.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just cut up.
Oh,
You
it's
got
crazy
some blue
out here.
stuff in your hair.
Yeah, you got color in your hair.
I think that's a camera light play from the sky.
No, I think she got dyed there.
There. Okay, there we go. All right.
Yeah, you
Oh,
got
maybe
dye
she
in
does.
your hair. Did you
Yeah.
spill some Kool-Aid?
Sure did.
Cool. I forgot who did it, but somebody I used to know used Kool-Aid as the dye for their hair because they said it was healthier than using the store the stuff of the actual crap.
That
Oh,
was
really?
back
I don't
in
know
the
if that's
day,
true. I'm
right?
just saying.
No,
Back in
I
the days,
don't know. I've
the
never
old
used Kool-Aid.
school- No. Back in the day, the old school punk, right? That wanted to have like those colored hair, like a long times ago, right? When it was like new
It
and
is.
rebellious, you didn't have like those unnatural dye color for hair.
Yeah.
So people you would use Jello.
So,
stuff like
I've heard of
and,
that too.
Kool-Aid, yeah, stuff like that, yeah. To dye their hair, and it wouldn't last long, but they would have to do it all the time because being punk is like spending a lot of time caring about your own appearance. But like,
I'm not
making
going
fun-
anywhere today out in public, so I'm like, I was looking for something in the bathroom closet there, and it's got all kinds of shit in there. There's just like a little bit left in the can, so I just sprayed it on before I threw it in the trash. Since I'm not going
Yeah.
anywhere today, who cares? Just being weird. Anyway.
before the early access.
Yeah, I've only ever had my hair dyed once, and that was because my mother wanted to see what it looked like as a redhead. Problem was that I was in the sun for too long, too soon after dying, so it all bleached, and I was a blonde.
Oh,
My mother said she never wants to see me as a blonde again. I was ugly. Her exact words.
Oh,
Mean.
Hey, my
Yeah.
mother is blunt. But I've seen a picture of myself with blonde hair. I am ugly. I'm like an ugly little blaster with blonde hair.
have you seen picture of you with any other hair?
No, actually, just
It's
my brown
terrible.
hair. Oh no, now I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my hair dyed once green when I was a very young kid because I wanted to play as the Joker. I wanted to be the Joker.
You didn't go to any theaters, did you?
Yeah, I want Aurora.
I've got
But
this.
contrary to what the news said, it wasn't a performance of the Joker that he went to.
No, it was it the Art Locker or some shit? No, what was it? I forgot.
I can't remember, but it was some other movie.
Oh man, it's starting to rain.
Yeah.
I have a blonde streak that's natural. That's right down the back of the part of my head, like a skunk.
Oh, so you got a
What is that?
mohawk.
Oh,
It's been that way since
crafting.
I was little.
You need to start saving your money because you could move to like Virginia and buy a whole house for like $12,000.
Oh, well, it'd be cheaper than
$12,000.
No.
Yeah, I was
Really?
just watching a thing on it. It'll be a total piece of shit, but at least 3-4 times the size of your shack,
here.
and you won't be a cuck anymore. Living out in a cuck shed.
Yeah. Hey,
Mm,
I live on my
good.
mother's property, so I'd rather live in this shed
It's
than
a
live
cuck
in her
shed.
house.
It's a cuck shed. You'll own your own house, and as a homeowner, even as a piece of shit homeowner, the ladies will like that. They won't have any teeth, but they'll like it.
What's a
What is a cuck house?
No, a cuck shed.
Fuck shed.
Cuck shed. What is that?
Cuck shed. It's where the cuck goes when the bull's over. A bull is what is called when a man allows his wife to be with another man.
The other man is like so.
I don't even have a girlfriend. And if you're referring to my mother like that, fuck you.
No. It's just what you call it, and because you live in a shed, it's what we're calling the
Yes,
shed.
but even the fact it's my mother's property that makes
don't
it
think too
suggestive.
much. Don't think too much about the logic of it. It's just
Yeah,
a funny.
logic kills the joke, guys.
Yeah.
I think it does worse to kill it.
Yeah.
Fucking my mouth, guys. I'm fucking like yawning there in your face, and
Yeah, that's okay. Go eat.
It was
3
good to see your
chickens
cat.
and-
You should have your cat in more of your videos.
he's right next to me. Yeah, but he's
Really?
sleeping now. So I'm gonna wake him up. Oh, in the banana report, yeah.
Yeah,
But now, like, I have the other cat here next to me, but he's sleeping, so I'm not gonna wake him up.
that was cool to see him.
Yeah, that's the,
Yeah, Raven, be careful. She's gonna steal your cat, man.
Not.
She sent me a magic board on Pinterest. She has some spell that will just summon the fucking thing. She's gonna be like, and your cat's just
I'm
gonna
a cat
disappear,
whisperer. Wow.
and she's gonna pop there, and then she's gonna pick it up and throw it at a school bus or something.
This
I don't
cat, the black cat, Pinto, he spent like so much time like just on my shoulder. Like sometimes like when I used to have like before I move, because now Pinto isn't allowed in the office because he doesn't get along with Marcus. So I have to separate the house, and Marcus got the office, and Pinto got the living room basically. But so Pinto would come to my shoulder during the video, and sometimes he'd be there for a while, and people wouldn't know because it's black on black until like he turned his head toward the camera, and then the eyes and then people in the chat would say, oh, "Fuck, there's a cat there."
know.
Yeah.
He's a familiar.
What,
See,
what
you
are
gotta
his name? Marcus and what?
Pinto.
Marcus and Pinto.
See, Raven, you gotta train a cat to do that. Then we won't bug you so
I
much. 'cause
have a
it'll be
cat
cool.
that loves to hang around, just drapes himself over my shoulders. His back feet here and his front feet here and his little head. And he just hangs around. I wash dishes, I walk around, and he just lays there like a,
A cat pillow doesn't count, Raven.
yeah. He is soft and mushy.
Yeah.
And Nathan does it. He loves it.
You gotta train him how to use a skinning knife.
Why would I want to cut any of my cats loose with a knife? That's not a wise idea. No.
You need to make that
No.
coat.
Oh,
So you can be the dime store.
And then you can sing Coat of Many Colors.
No.
What?
She's gonna
Technicolor
make,
Dreamcoat.
she's gonna make a like a 101 cat's coat.
Oh,
No,
yeah, but it'll still be
101
many colors.
raccoon coat.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Don't
You need more than one
don't
coat.
use raccoon.
Yeah.
We're
You'll,
not.
you'll never get the stink out. Just never.
No,
Just send
you
it to
can,
Craft.
but you have
He won't be able to tell him to cook shit.
You made raccoon app. People make
Yeah.
raccoon app.
to treat the leather, but you can get the smell out. Like you have to turn it into leather, and the process of turning it into leather gets the smell out. Of
No.
course, you also have to get the smell that put that burning leather into leather get out too, but that's usually by like.
Why would you want to get the smell out? No, get the nice funk of raccoon, like the musk.
Oh yes, and the next thing you know, you get a raccoon humping your head.
Yeah, so Max will be over there humping your head.
Oh, great.
God.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, guys. See you next
See
time.
ya.
Put
All right,
party on
see ya.
Max.
Take care, Mr. Max.
Bye.
Monsieur Max.
But yeah, like it depends on the process. Chrome tanning leather has virtually no smell, but it's also the least versatile of leathers. It has absolutely no ability to take a dye. It does not form well, but it's also some of the softest, so it's good
But-
as is.
If you can keep the fur on it.
You can't do that with chrome, but you can do that with a couple of others, and those ones are usually the more stinky process because they're closer to being organic. And you're talking brain, urine, or the least stinky of them is an oak bark, I think. It has a lot of tannin in it.
Raven,
Yeah.
the pee option is the free one. You just gotta get some bottles and a funnel. Wash your funnel out.
Okay.
Yeah, just look up urine tanning on the internet.
Yeah, you
Urine
can do that.
tanning. Oh God.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
something I'll never do. But
Yeah, that's like. Okay.
And if you store the bottles outside, the smell won't bother you so much until you open the bottles. Then, trust me, we had that van, and emptying the sewage thing on it was not pleasant smelling.
At least you didn't pour bleach down it.
Yeah,
1,000 Ways to Die. Some idiot poured bleach in his RV's sewage tank.
yeah. When the gas forms, it's mustard.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's
Trust
crazy. I had to come outside to my back.
You'll
Step
get used to
find
the
a
smell,
signal.
though.
You-
Trust me.
No.
The smell, you get used to all kinds of smell. Like, you're already used to the smell of ammonia.
No, I'm not used to it. I'll never get used to it. It's horrifying.
With as many cats as you live
Oh, I
with,
have an enzyme cleaner. I have an enzyme cleaner for accidents and things like that. It attacks it from a chemical way. It's not just soap and water. You got to have an enzyme cleaner to get in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
I
believe
should have bought stock. I should have bought stock in that company.
you still can.
Well, I don't plan on having this many cats for forever, so you know.
I
Yeah,
said the same
trust
thing.
me. You aren't getting rid of them. You're too.
Thanks to
too
my
much of
sis.
I got 2 rehomed last month.
2.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's in this economy.
that's not even 1%.
And as soon
out
as
of
Yeah. I
700.
think it's a start. for
as soon as
fuck's sake.
breeding season comes in, those 2 will be replaced by dozens. So it doesn't really
Well, no,
count.
thankfully, I haven't had any new strays. Thankfully, cross my fingers because we still got April to get through.
Yeah, well,
March
I
and
gotta,
April's when they show up.
as soon as the kittens
So-
are big enough, I got to capture
They
a
go into
female
heat
and
in
her kittens and
February,
take them to the
And the
shelter.
kittens start coming the end of March and then beginning first 2-3 weeks of April. Yeah,
Because they smell all the other cats and the food.
well, they're hungry.
So they
Don't
resorted to
feed.
cannibalism.
No. There's a feeding station right outside the garage door. They smell that, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you
Why
wonder
don't
why you have so many
remove
cats.
that? Why don't you
Because I don't
remove-
want everybody in my garage. Filling up my litter dishes. I got enough litter boxes I clean every day and
You
wash
should
out. I don't
buy
need more.
instead of buying cat food, go buy some plywood and nails and caulking and start
For,
gap filling.
for what? Sir, what?
For filling in the holes that they're getting in through. You know, you can watch a
I don't have
YouTube
any holes
video.
they're getting in through. What do you mean?
You can watch a YouTube video on how to properly fix your door.
Oh yeah, the door's still fine.
Oh yeah.
I can get the door shut.
What we're saying,
I
Raven, is
tried to
cut
take
the
the
cats
hinges.
off.
I tried to take it off the hinges, and the bottom one is warped, and the pin is. I can't move the pin. I've tried everything. I got the first two out, but I didn't get the bottom one, and that's where it's warped. It's the actual hinge is like warped.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
you can
You
usually
tried to
bend them
take
with
them out top to bottom.
Yeah.
That explains why it's warped.
But
You always
no,
take them out bottom to top.
I tried the bottom one first. It's a metal door. It's really weird. It's got it's metal on the front and the back, and then it's got like a plywood, something cheap ass thing in the middle. But it's sandwiched between these two metal
Yeah. That's how they make them.
fiberglass, whatever the hell.
Yeah,
Something metal.
exteriors.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
my parents' door is metal insulation and metal.
Yeah, that's like
So-
what this is.
It's actually a common way to make doors.
I don't know much about doors.
Like actually, wooden exterior doors are both ancient and new. As an ancient, that's what they used to have before metal, but after a certain point, metal exterior doors is what you started seeing. They just looked like wood.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And recently, we've returned to having wooden exterior doors.
I actually don't like because for the longest, like here, our front and back doors were wood, but they were these big, hefty, like fire barrier doors. So, and then they renovated the front of the building and all the units on the ground floor, which mine is. They cut out the whole front bay area. So we had like the door, and then there was a window and like a 1/3 brick. They cut all that out and put in metal insulation with new window and like a metal door, and the door is fucking flimsy. They also like redid the porches so they were level with the ground because there was like a lip. It was like wheelchair friendly access, but of course the door now has a step down into the apartment. So instead of the step up from the porch, there's now a step down into the apartment. So it's like, well,
What was the point?
Fucking 50 of one, 50 of the other, or whatever that fucking saying is. You know what I
Half a
mean?
dozen one or the other.
6 to
Yeah,
1, half
that
dozen
one.
other.
Yeah, that one. It's like it makes no fucking sense. It's like the old door was like a rock. You could kick the thing if somebody was on the second floor sleeping to get their attention. This one, if you kicked it, the whole fucking thing would cave in. Oh, because it's not steel, right? It's not steel. It's tin or whatever. It's cheap fucking garbage.
Well, it could still be steel because they have made a lot of really cheap steels lately. Like
Yeah, well,
aluminum, basically steel, the strength of an aluminum can has been invented recently.
Well, it's just thin and
Yeah,
aerated or whatever, been recycled. Yeah, and it's all because, like, I understand why they did it. The thing let in all kinds of air. There was a mailbox slot right in the freaking door, so you couldn't insulate that thing. We'd have to tape it shut in the winter.
yeah.
Fill it with some socks and tape it shut.
I bought one of those blanket things that you can put over, keep the air out. Finally,
Yeah.
I just had it up against the storm door, which was a real pain. I had to take it down and put it back up, take it down, put it back up, put it
I got
inside.
several sheets in front of my door.
Yeah,
Ugh.
real pain ass,
But
but it
no-
helps.
Now we got one of those little fucking boxes on the outside. The outside porch area.
Hey Raven, do you like
Yes.
Star Wars?
Yes.
Well, I'll be painting a picture of it later. Hopefully today we'll see. I am working on a Darth Vader Space Marine.
Oh, cool. I got a Darth Vader helmet that is a like a trick or treat thingy. But you
Oh,
can't really
yeah,
tell. I just shoved that little
back-
handle in and I put it up on the bookcase and you can't tell.
Back when I was a smoker, I went to a local glass shop, and they actually had a Darth Vader helmet's bong.
Oh, really?
I literally looked at that and went, how are you supposed to? Because I didn't see the bowl, but it was said usable right on the
Uh-huh.
label.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God, how cool.
Drugs are bad. Don't do drugs.
Yes.
Especially you, Raven.
Don't use helmet bongs. That it's all glass. It sounds like nothing. It literally was a helmet bong. It sounds like just something. The first time you sneeze, it just shatters on your head.
I remember the gas mask ones, but damn. You know the old. I think they were World War One or World War Two that had the big hose
Oh
and
yeah,
the canister.
yeah. Saying he was
Great
a
way to
buddy
die.
is a loose way of putting it, but he had one of those. Oh yeah, I've seen the actual tests. Marijuana does not kill brain cells like they say they do. However, you do something like that, and you are going to kill brain cells because that's right there is a lack of oxygen, which does kill brain cells.
Oh, funny.
Don't do drugs, kids. Stay in school.
It's been our public
Uh,
service announcement.
Yeah, and that means you too, Raven. So you said you wrote some stuff. Tell me about it.
Oh, well, it's kind of
It's dark and moody,
it's dark and yeah, and it has an element of magic and fantasy to it.
and yeah.
I got all I had was this little notebook. But it's supposed I just got I started writing. So I mean, I got 6 of these, like 4, 5, 6. I got 6 of these precise pages done. So that would be what, like 2, maybe 1.5 normal.
Whatever.
Um,
Transcribe it into a Google Doc, and
Okay.
in your process of doing that, see where you could add stuff or remove things. And
At first, it was going to be a poem, and then I don't know, it just took on a life of its own, and I just kept writing. I didn't stop to analyze it or spell check it or anything.
Don't do any of that until you've got a full story. You know, you can like add and remove and correct things later. Doing that before you finish is a way to never finish. It's the
I
first
remember you
flaw.
saying that.
Yeah. And that's like that has been a time honored and tried and true method of fucking yourself royally in the writing. Like every professional writer I've ever heard talk about the thing says, "Don't do that. You're gonna fuck yourself doing that because you know." Well, and I don't care what you think of Stephen King. I take his word on that. He wrote fucking 80 books.
Yeah.
You might hate all of them. I don't blame you.
No, I don't.
I don't.
Not at all.
I'm just saying that because no, Shadow's smirking up there.
I'm a Stephen King fan.
Yeah, he's never. He would love to. You read The Dark Tower, Raven? No. Okay. I figured maybe you had.
I read Pet
Sh- sh-
Cemetery, and I read I think it was the Stand.
The Stand.
I think. Um, my best friend in high school was a big Stephen, and she even had an autographed copy of what was the Stand, the one I read. And
She even had an autographed copy of Rage. Rage was one of the Bachman books. I'm gonna say Batchman because I prefer saying it that
which
way.
one is it that the guy gets in an accident or something, and the woman ties him to the bed and then breaks his ankles and
Misery.
Misery.
God,
Misery is the one I read.
I seen a
Misery.
commercial for that as a
Oh
movie.
man, that made me hurt when she put that wood block in between his ankles and then slammed it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
god. that was
Rage
awful.
is about a school shooter. That's why it's funny when you're a high school student and you have an autographed copy of that book.
Oh no, it was either the Stand or Misery that she had the
Yeah.
autograph copy of, but Misery's one I read too. The Pet Cemetery.
Oh, there is a very funny video
What's up,
online that
Dean?
you can look up of some woman pretending to be that character at like
Oh
a
yeah.
Barnes and Noble, demanding the newest copy of because the guy that she tortures was a writer that
That's
she
right.
liked, and there's just some woman that kind of looks like Kathy Bates, not like in the face, but like same physical body type,
Yeah.
and she's just
Rotund.
like, yeah, she's just in like a bookstore demanding the new book by that author. Like that author is totally fake, right? So, and nobody has any idea what she's talking about, and it's so fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna look it up, but if you find it and you watch it, laugh because you will. If you have no idea what's going on in that scene, she just looks like a mad woman demanding a book. But if you know Misery and remember that character's name, or take the 10 seconds to Google the author that she's screaming about, you'll laugh. You'll laugh until you piss.
Okay.
Which is good for you, Raven. Just remember to get a bottle and a funnel so you can collect it all. Us dudes, we don't need the funnel, but you'll need that. And you just store it until you have like 8 or 9 liters, and then you can start skinning cats and tanning them. There's a callback to the.
Yes, well, now we're at a perfect angle for an eagle to swoop down. There's a cat right behind you, Raven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I got owls and some hawks in the area. I have
Don't worry. Owls and hawks, kittens, yes. Full-grown cat, not likely. An eagle, on the other hand,
You should get an eagle.
they've got eagles. They're not far from here either. They're right down there by the river. There's a
You
spot
should
people
get
go a
an
lot down.
eagle and train it to eat cats and raccoons. It'll take care of the fucking problem right away. It's a circle of life. It's all natural. And then you just let the eagle go when it's done. It's only one animal, like, you know.
I couldn't stand the carnage. No, hell no.
You don't have to watch it, you know.
Well, I mean, there's certain ones that I like my Loki bear. I'm gonna keep him. He's
Raven,
been with me. What?
is some of your hair green or blue now?
Blue?
We covered this. She had like the little
You
bit
were
of the
gone.
bottle and the
Yeah, I was looking
cabinet
for
and-
something in the cupboard, and I had some left over from like Halloween or whatever, and I was gonna throw it away, and there's a little bit left in it, so I just kind of go out of it. I'm not going anywhere today, so who cares?
It'll wash out in the morning.
It washes out in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you do live in Illinois, so I wasn't sure if that was like a law or something.
No. Why would? No, because it's a blue state. Is that what you mean?
Well, that's a way of putting it.
It's a weird state, but not as weird as California.
Oh, it's
Shadow.
crooked as hell. It's not as bad as California, but it's up there. It's in the top
Nothing's as bad as
3.
California.
I know. It's in the top 3, though. It was California, Illinois, and Louisiana. And then New York, and then what was the 5th one? I can't remember the fifth one. The worst places to live. They were listed in one of those little stories that come up in your news feed. That whatever one of the things. Yeah, the most corrupt. Yeah, Illinois was number 2. Oh, and I believe it. It's ridiculous. This whole bit with my Jeep and the plates and all that stuff. That it if I could just move to another county or just go get my I could go to the next county over and get my plates just fine without all this rigmarole about the damn emissions. Like they give a fuck about the environment. Oh my god.
Well,
It's a
even if
way
they did, it's you. Did you know U.S. doesn't even account for 50% of the world's pollution in that aspect?
really
Like I've actually watched people who are advocates of pollution reduction, and they're saying America's not even 50%. We're not even 25%.
Well,
China, on the other hand,
yeah. Let me stop you right there. The difference is they have 1 billion people. They have a lower
true.
emission rate per person by 1/3.
because nobody can afford a car. They all ride their bikes.
No. They can afford cars. They're actually a pretty wealthy country. It's they actually take care of stuff. They don't do this shell game shit where a company can buy the carbon output from another company just to boost their carbon output. You know, they don't do that kind of clown fake shit.
Mm.
You know, you have on the same economic stratus level as a person in China, you have 3 times as much carbon output that they do because it's just waste in manufactured.
Yeah, well, carbon is not the
packaging
problem. We are carbon. We need
no.
carbon.
It's free
The whole thing's a
floating.
scam.
It's there's different types of carbon, Raven. It's just
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
well, we need carbon to live, and it's
yes, but
we're
we don't need
proposed to carbon.
we don't need carbon producing plastic to wrap plastic in.
No, I would agree with that, but I'm saying the whole thing's a scam.
We don't need carbon to produce corn seed oil because someone hasn't revised a stupid embargo on southern states growing sugarcane from the fucking Civil War.
Well, the whole thing's bullshit, though. The carbon is irrelevant. Even that whole mess that is governed by the sun, not our SUV.
No,
It would take a shit ton of SUVs to output a bunch
Raven,
that would affect
Raven,
the whole planet.
There
You
are
are-
a shit ton of SUVs. Also, you have like some creek shitter pouring used oil in the fucking creek because he thinks he's the only guy in existence, so it's okay for him to do that instead of
No,
taking it
that's
down to
not
the,
okay. I don't agree with that. I don't. No. I say no.
and you know, when you got one creek shitter doing that, you got 5,000 creek shitters doing that. And he's thinking, well, it's only me. No, it's you and the guy who thinks like you and the guy that thinks like him and the guy that thinks like him.
Well,
Back fucking
that's
15
wrong.
generations because you're a self-centered piece of shit.
Yeah,
And you're emptying your
that's wrong.
goddamn sector.
What's that got to do with the carbon?
Because that's carbon. There's carbon in the fucking used oil from your car.
Oh. Okay.
And it's refined carbon, not natural carbon.
And what exactly is a creek shitter?
You know, it's
A
the
redneck.
guy who, yeah, but you know, a less polite way of saying that.
See, I thought Justin immediately meant Indian.
No,
they do
that's
shit in
a
their creeks.
street
No.
shitter. That guy at least goes into an urban
Moonshine
environment
makers.
to race his
Rednecks.
fucking but not one that's down to earth. One that's like emptying his septic tank into the fucking local water supply,
Right.
like
We don't have that.
Killdozer did. His septic tank made out of a buried dump truck.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, cement mixer. Let me get it right. Oh.
So there was our rant
There's the rant for the day.
coming in at 1 hour and 59 minutes.
I'm gonna bring up that picture I made earlier again because I'm proud of it.
That's the gayest alarm.
Shut up, my gas alarm.
I'm surprised that you.
I'm not changing it either. I
It's
think
it's built into. I've got like 3 or 4 devices that have the same exact alarm.
Yeah,
I like this picture.
Yeah, I
I
can
like
see that.
I like this picture.
I saw it on Discord earlier today.
Yeah.
well, at least silicone doesn't have carbon in it.
Nice crafting.
That's no silicone. It's natural.
How do you figure it's completely artificial?
Shush. It's natural. I also like this one. I
I don't like
this
that one's face.
I think it's more too.
He looks like Pamela
It's a good-
Anderson.
She
Yeah, that's
she
the
is good,
point.
but I love the cow in the background. Just
Yeah,
some
that's
random
funny.
cow.
Yeah.
Poor cows.
I know that it's like you can't see the cow's face, but it just looks completely nonchalant too. Like, oh yeah, this happening again.
Yeah,
Again.
it's not funny, but it's funny.
And look at this. Look at this shadow.
Oh, you got all the fingers to be correct. There's not
Yeah.
6. There's actually 5. Wow, good job.
No, it's just like how hard it is to get.
One of those
Decent. Yeah.
Oh,
Freedom Seed dispensers.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, when I was working on some a rattling picture I put in the Discord, one of the first pictures that popped up was a rat with a tail, with a hand on its tail. It's like, these aren't Pokemon.
Yeah, man. I got this. Chat GPT, and its new art generator is. I don't know,
Latest
man.
Nancy Drew
Well,
cover is hot.
I've
Nice,
been
George.
thinking about investing
Oh,
spending a few bucks on some sort of art generator,
Well, this
especially now that we're
morning-
doing the God Wars.
I saw somebody have a live YouTube show and had Chat GPT as their co-host,
yeah.
and was talking back and forth. It was really interesting.
Shit,
Yeah.
Justin, we're both going to be out of a job.
Oh, trust me, I could automate this whole fucking process with other programs right now.
Oh yeah, all Justin has to do is take enough time, and he can train Chat GPT to talk like you, talk like him, talk like Raven.
Nobody can
No,
talk.
no,
like me.
no, not ChatGPT, but there are other programs that could do that.
Oh yeah, but anyway, once he gets all that done, he could literally go play, and then it's
Well,
like,
no,
all right,
you have to give it topics and stuff, and
well,
yeah.
that's what Chat GPT is for.
yeah. Oh.
Have you tried that Gemini?
Gemini? Yeah,
Mhm.
I have Gemini. I use it sometimes.
Which one's better?
I don't have the paid version of it. Yeah, they're comparable. They just have slight different things. You can just go on Gemini and use it.
I've been playing with it a little bit.
And then there's
I tried to have it
Copilot.
produce a couple pictures. The first one it produced just fine, but the second one, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm still learning how to do this.
Oh yeah, I hate that. You just ask it to try anyway, and it usually
Oh, I
trusts
did,
it.
but then that's when I got that response.
Yeah.
I had done some artwork on Copilot, and I accidentally just hit the mouse with my hand, and it blanked out. And I was doing my logo. I was doing some logos, and I found one. I made it was perfect. That I wanted to use for my YouTube channel, and it just went gone.
I have no idea how you would do that, Raven. I have absolutely no idea how you can do that.
I don't know either. I don't know.
You and computers are like oil and water.
And when I hit the mouse,
and-
the little
rat
arrows were moving
droppings.
all the way to the right, and then it just blanked it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was so
Oh,
pissed.
Oil, water, and rat droppings. Because it doesn't matter how much you separate the oil from the water, you still don't want to use it because it has rat droppings in it. Right,
They
Shadow?
don't fuck that up.
You know about the rats.
Rat droppings. Where did that come from?
I'm just saying, like you and computers, like just about anything with rat droppings. But that's how you and computers are.
I don't have a problem with rats, thank God. Or
No,
mice.
Yeah, well, those
they're not
cats, I
literal.
hope not.
They're not literal rats, Raven. It's a metaphor.
I know. Just-
We got to wrap up though. We're 4 minutes
Yeah.
over. Are you doing anything?
Am I doing anything?
Anything you need to announce?
No, not yet. Next Friday, I'm going to go live.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Shadow's got his show tomorrow. Are we doing a session of the Travelers?
Crafting, you gonna be there?
Yeah, I should be.
All right.
Raven, are you going to be there?
Yeah.
Okay. And God willing, I will remain in my fat absorption tank now that I've lost 12 pounds or whatever.
I thought it was 21, but
No.
at that point, I mean, you're counting all day.
I ate a Twinkie or something. I don't know.
And George, you're gonna be there too, right?
Yo. Okay. So that's everything. Unless crafting. Are you doing anything?
Not right now. I've discovered I got to check my phone camera, but I've discovered I do not have a good camera for recording painting videos unless everybody minds really blurry minis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
That tends to be the thing. Okay. We'll say party on.
Happy trails.
See you, everybody. What was that?
Taco Bell.
Have a good weekend, guys.